consider the ant. I took that.
The government tell us we woke, and at the same time sell us the dope that leads to heart failures and strokes. Where do we start? Do we believe what the elders wrote, or the ones who watch through a telescope? The Illuminati cyclops, peace mark on every coast. The head of a cult, the devil goat, that sits in a drum circle like a hippie, dressed like a gypsy. My best of rocket to nebula quotes is like Tesla notes. Now they got surveillance on Diddy. I'm a cross between Umar Johnson and Billy Carson. I told my grandmother that we are from where the stars from. I'm like Rod Hayes, but I'm Todd Wave with a blonde fade. Some days it'll be an orange braid, half shade. That's just his character. I made hair like lemonade. Both his parents come from Africa. Y'all know the prototype, it's the walking life. See, the sun is the source of light. They made my quartz bright as New York at night. They say when Walter Wright, he can steer Hathor to the boat of the moon. Into the cliff, sent to the glyphs to open the tombs. They say Killah flows is like pillar protocols that fulfill the scrolls made of silver and gold. The bars I laid is like sculpted on the architrave. I wrote it like an art display with gods and goddesses with darker shades. I wrote it in the chamber, glowing like the child that was golden in the manger. Only 3 kings knew he was growing to be the savior. Okay, back to rap more about Hathor, the cow-headed near the Nile desert. Under the white clouds, the native dancing in the powwow. He wore the head crown of owl feathers. As the clan went from loud records, and Priest and Jizza wrote their signature down on Geffen. And hip-hop's are where I found the presence. The shepherds are coming down from Mount Everest, surrounded by peasants. With unclean skin disease, they called them leopard. I pointed a finger up and moved it around till I found the nebula. I told them I walked through Babylon, Persia, and Mecca. I talked to bees out their nectar, kings out their treasure. I've been counting ever since I've been walking. I started from forever. I've been writing on steelies inside of caverns where it's misty. Dealt tarot cards to the hands of time. Closed my eyes while the mouth of a cave kissed me. I gave the walls history. Y'all enslaved us all misery. That's why I shaved it off and came back bald, a mystery. I wrote it all on big slabs of lapis, lazuli, channel vibe to the candle fire. 12 candlesticks sits on amethyst. I write my scrolls on the clove of a rose. You see them when they unfold, the untold secret me and the queen bee hold. So when they make the pollen then, I can communicate with the insect world like King Solomon. I mean solar gems, most roll to him.
Then I went rogue on them, those who stole my pen. Then I went ice cold as wind. Geminis we roll as twins. When we take the mic, we live a walking life.
The D's raided houses looking for your favorite out of Brooklyn. Africa praises to the bushmen, to the natives in the woodlands, the raisins in the Judson, through the mazes of the bullpen. They killed our saviors, re-raised us and made us into hoodlums. Malcolm X became one of the greatest out of the Muslims, except for this boxer who never went to Oxford, never became a doctor, but got the rings of the chakras. Cassius Clay and Hathaway passed away, saw dimensions. George Benson, could this be a masquerade? Preacher said fast and pray. My mother's not there, but I asked her grave. Tiffany's not here, but her ashes stayed. What word will Prince and Michael Jackson say? I was a boy, now the mirror showed me patches of gray. Then it got black, and I started like tapping into a haze. Dazed, the mirror said your hair looked glazed because that's how much passion you gave. This is what happened, you still rapping. The mirror became my healer when it told me I was a pyramid giver, a gold spitter and a soul filler. I came to slay the Antichrist. Walking life, walking life. Yeah, smoke crack.
Walking man, thoughts expand, rivers in my orbits ran after me across Japan, mastered the default command, skin brown but so bright, the mirrors where I caught a tan, lost the pan's labyrinth, spirits move across the sand, but birds to fly, the words to fire, but in exchange they lost their hands, appeared inside the jungle, in the bed upon a Moorish man, I'm multiplying, gold horizon, traveling, I goes Orion, burned the tree to 3rd degree, asking all the birds agree, I'm certainly a giant, using bamboo just to stir the sea, watched across an island, suddenly cooked the leaves to turn to tea, smoking gun and smoking tongues, 1,000 leagues below Poseidon, fell asleep and fell to sleep, woke up and I spoke Hawaiian, Kamakami homicide, my brain was never colonized, as angels, demons, gods inside, bakeries with prophets hide, serving loads of sermons, they all heard and drove in herds and droves, to see me when I'm cooking up, I'm writing over burning stoves, while levitating lepertainment, search below the surface robes, service codes, words explode, Terminator circuits froze, zigzag zodiacs, killer that's in murder mode, I hate how serpent hurt the toad, I can make the sculptors cry, rivers undiscovered under colors in the sulfur sky, and the child lullaby, valley where the skulls are dry. Swimming this a cold supply of culture, most adults deny. Children see it, still believe it. Lyrics make your brains whirl. Zodiac charts inside the coffee cup. He made swirls with coconut creamer like he slowly watching paint swirl. Quiet child who clammed up, spoken that it made pearls. Kai died twice like Mandela and James Earl, but only lived once. So many bodies in strange worlds. My neck's a grail. Talent, spinal fluid in the mind wine. They don't understand me here. I'm from a higher timeline. I wonder what the microscopic people on my spine find. Pro Tools arena, so cool demeanor, while my head and heart battle. That's old school Medina. Show and prove repeater, so smooth computer. I told you, Eureka. Zodiac and show theatrics. Clearly they don't know the brackets. Nearly break your bones for practice. Think of kids who grow the cactus, marveled at my own exactness. That stand lethal from lowly maggots to holy maggots. Engraved sigil in the stone of Cabraxis, who kept his name hidden as unknown on the track list. Who rode a winged dragon on the road to Damascus. That kept his wings flapping on the throne of Galactus. No man can tell a Muslim from the bones of a Baptist. Dragon flame spit and turn the stones into ashes. I don't even mean music, but I own all the masters. They ain't really government here, they're only actors. Farmers sat on lonely tractors, shaving over Hopi pastures. Only realized he giving haircuts to an Olmec after. Children in my gene pool and couldn't get a pool pass. Used to walk on blue moon grass, vision the cruel past. Astrologies take the wheel, now I don't need the fuel gas. My urbanist versus means I'm following the rules last. Back when I was formed, all the angels in the heavens stared. Sharp and swollen harpsichords playing over 7 stairs. Said a prayer, said a bear, my solar system set up rare. Know why I'm so fly, I'm flowing in the debonair, left the square. Anywhere I sit is an electric chair. Inside the maze I reached the dead end, and so I made a door. By just thinking, modern legend of an ancient Moor. When you die, the world dies, you who they made it for. The tallest giant made a glass ceiling, it became my floor. Lyrics in my brain galore, miracle they can't ignore. Zodiac, I'm the only man that time waited for.
Now, who were some of your early influences?
Well, the planets, the creator, mythical gods, real ones, people, flowers, everything in nature, inspiration. Musicians get their inspiration really from environmental things, and all musicians are inspiration to me, no matter what style they're playing.
Wu-Tang.
Anywhere I sit is an electric chair. That was hard.
That's crazy.
That was hard, yo. That was hard.
That's Zodiac, crazy.
Yo,
Crazy.
it's the wind down. It's Wednesday. You understand
Anywhere
what
I
I'm saying?
sit
And the
is an
crowd goes
electric chair.
wild. I got a public service announcement. Put an L in the chat. If you are a Knicks fan, put an L in the chat. I want to be able to recognize you and give you some special attention today. You understand what I'm saying? So if you are a Knickerbocker, put an L. Unless you on the pedal right now. If you on the pedal right now, you get a pass. Everybody else is suspect today. I want to see the L's because what in the L happened yesterday. You understand what I'm saying? But this is Wednesdays, the wind down segment, hosted by the Einstein for Hip Hop, Killah Priest. You understand? Your brother here, and I was one line to build it. And I got the conglomerates, okay? We got the Podcraft conglomerates in here today. You understand what I'm saying? We got the animator up in here. We got the animator who gave us Giants. Like we just had like 25-minute slapbox session about Giants before we even got on. Like that's why we late, because we are ants, okay? Like we are Knicks.
Word.
So Dave Flores, the animator, you understand, in the building.
Salute everybody. Peace.
Peace.
And we got our brother back here again. And I'm telling you, like, this is one of the greatest guys I ever known. Let me tell you something. Anytime I hit up Reborn, I'll be like, yo, fam, I need you. I don't give him no notice. It don't even be like, a day. I'd be like, fam, I need you in 10 minutes. He'd be like, I got you. I'm there. I'm there, my brother. You understand what I'm saying? So I had the privilege of seeing him wreck a mic to pieces and put it back together. You understand what I'm saying? Like when they said Christ, Peter cut off the dude's ear and Christ put it back on. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's what he did to the mic. Like he dismantled it, put it back together, and was like, here you go. You can keep that. You understand what I'm saying? You can keep that. Reborn Tha Rebizzle was in the building.
God be the glory.
Yeah.
Salute. And we got a warrior with him. You understand? Like he ain't pull up by himself today. He's like, yo. He said, yo, Knowledge. He said, my brother coming on, that's that. I'm like, yes, sir. You understand what I'm saying? And he came up in like a roaring lion. You see what I'm saying already, man? So shout out to our brother King J, aka KJ in the building, man. Peace.
Salute.
Peace to you. And I'm gonna introduce these two at the same time because for somehow, some way, that piece with the magnetic that is John Newsom and his Newsomness, you understand, on his solar return today. He was the piece of Newsomness. You know what I'm saying? Like when we study, he said, be that piece with the magnetic in it. He's the piece with the Newsomness. You understand? In it that this brother sat next to him on the train. I'm gonna let them tell you the real story. I'm just telling you the Knickerbocker version right now. They're gonna tell you the real story, okay? Understand what I'm saying? Brother sat next to him on the train, and they were so in tune that somehow, some way, a camera appeared, and they was at the Killah Priest concert, and they was there just in time to see Reborn destroy a microphone, put it back together, and throw it in the crowd and catch it before it hit anybody and give it back to the people. You know what I'm saying? So it was ill, it was dope, it was crazy. So we got the creator in the building next to his Newsomness. You understand what I'm saying? So give it up for Jamal and give it up for John. And if y'all love John, shout him out. Show him some love today. You understand? It's a solar return, and he went away from his fam to be with his other fam. When I asked him, was he gonna come on today? I said, I know you're gonna be with your fam. He said, it depends on which fam. Knowledge, like he's so profound. You know what I'm saying? He's like, it depends on which fam. The podcast, I'm there. I could come to the soiree for a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? So give it up for one of the illest painters who paints on our minds and our hearts.
Beautiful.
John Newsom in the building on his born day. You understand what I'm saying? Taurus is heavy out here. Taurus is heavy right now.
It's like yes.
I only see one L
in 9 days.
I don't appreciate that. I only seen one L in the chat, so there's nobody in the thousands of people that's watching right now.
There was two. There was me and
David. The only Nick fan. You're the only Nick fan out here. All right. Word. So peace, man. Peace. What's going on, family? How y'all feeling, man?
All is well. All is well.
Peace.
Yeah, for sure. Charged up.
That's what it is right here. So, John, man, tell us the real story. I gave the Knickerbocker train station three-card Monty version. So tell me the version of how you met this talented, multifaceted brother over here, Jamal the Creator.
Yes, absolutely. Knowledge, thank you for that introduction. Peace to the Podcraft family. So honored to be here tonight to join you all. Reborn, it was such a pleasure meeting you the other night at the gig, and to get to see you perform was just unbelievable. You're such a inspiring MC, and thank you for the prayer you sent me today. It was inspiring on my born day, and I take that with me. I've been building with Knowledge for the past several weeks on a variety of things, along with Priest. One of them was the shared experience we had seeing Master Killah 2 weeks ago. And Knowledge, you saw him in Orlando. I saw him here in New York. It was an incredible show. We were talking about that, and then looking forward to Priest coming out to perform with Wu Fam and Full Moon and everybody in Brooklyn. Well, it turned out that it was the same night that Ghostface was performing at the Apollo with Capadonna and Inspector Deck. So it was like heavy like amazing, but like heavyweights, that's like the real one. And so, I started out uptown at the Apollo, and the concert wrapped around 11:30, hopped the 3 train in Harlem to get out to East New York to see Priest. And and the train had just passed Times Square station. And this couple got on the train. It's Saturday night, Greg.
You said you
I was like,
stole a 3 train, John? You said you stole it? You commandeered a 3 train?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially after coming off of seeing Ghostface and Capadonna and Inspector Deck. It had to be mine. So I got the train. No, I'm just kidding. I was riding the train, and it's like Saturday night. The city's alive, man. It's like spring energy. It's tourist season. Everybody's like up. Everybody's up. So this couple gets on the train, and you could tell they were having fun, good energy. They sit down next to me, but I'm kind of on the phone because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going in East New York. I'm trying to find this place Priest is performing. So, and I look at this dude. He had like long dreadlocks, cool, and up in it. He looks at me, and I look at him. And great. I'm gonna lay my head on your shoulder just to meet with you. And I looked at him and I said, "Go right ahead, man. I'm just like, really?" And I said, "Yeah." And I'm heading down to East New York to see Killah Priest. You're right on it. You're what? He was trying to process. I don't think anybody else at the time might have been up to that. So, and his girlfriend looked lovely. I mean, they're a cool younger couple. And then I said to him, I said, "You want to come with me? You want to come with me to the show?" And he couldn't believe it. I mean, he couldn't believe it, but he understood. But as you guys know, this is what happens with the Wu. It certainly happened with me, how I kind of came into the Wu-niverse. It was like, I wasn't looking for it. It was granted to me. I mean, it's really like the lion's paw was stretched out. And that happened with Raekwon and I. And that's another story. But when that happened, I was brought in, and that's how it happened. And with Jamar, it's the exact same thing. He was meant to be there on that train sitting next to me. And he asked his girlfriend, he said, "Should we go to the concert?" And she said, "Well, I'm feeling tired, but this is New York telling me that I need to stay up later." And so we went. They joined me. We went past the Brooklyn Museum, got off at the stop to transfer from the 3 to the 2. And she said, because the 2 was the train that was going to get us out to where Priest was. And she said, "Oh, this stop is always 30 minutes between trains." And sure enough, it was like 20 minutes till the next train. We didn't want to miss Priest perform, and it was already getting late. So we got out of the station, got an Uber, and the 3 of us took an Uber out to East New York, found Woozies, got in the bar, and there's Priest. Priest was right there, and Reborn was there, and there was another MC that was there, and it's so great.
Sonny C's from Onyx.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sonny C's from Onyx.
100. So so he came up to me, and he said to me, "God put you here. So you realize that, right?" And I said, "Yes." And he understood, and I understood. And that was what it was, right? And Jamar and his girlfriend were there, and they got accommodated. I introduced him to Killah Priest. I introduced him around, and then Full Moon and the team Wu Fam was already performing, and they were incredible. It was amazing. It was amazing, man. It was real. You guys know it was the real underground New York hip hop. It was like, it doesn't get any realer than that. So Jamar he happened to have his camera on him. He's a filmmaker and a cinematographer. And he asked if it'd be okay to take pictures. I said, "Yeah, shoot away. We'll send him to Knowledge Born and AD and Priest." And, and that's how it happened. And you guys will see. I mean, he came up with these incredible photographs. Knowledge has them, you know, for the
That's dope.
Killimentary. And
That's dope.
actually, I linked, I linked them together. Now Jamar and Knowledge Born, and they're all linked up. He's like, and it was just because of that placement on the train, bro. And it's like he's on the Podcraft tonight. That's crazy.
That's dope as hell. That's
Ecosystem
crazy.
working. It's the ecosystem, and it's divine, dude. You know what, man? It's like what True Master Priest said on the album, man. Intervention. Word. Had to go with that. So anyway, that happened, and the show was amazing, and they had to take off. Jamar's battery on his camera. We stayed in touch, obviously, and it was 2:30. I rolled out of Woozy's, found the train back here to Park Slope, and got in like late, and woke up the next day, and I showed my son Luke, real quick. I showed my son Luke Reborn's performance, and he said he's really good. So Reborn, shout out from my son Luke to you, sir.
Praise God. Amen.
It was great. He loved it.
Praise God.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? When Killah on the mic, that was the realest, man. I must have watched that video segment like 20 times, for real. It was just because he was talking about your positivity. I really related to it. And when he was saying on all levels, it was deep, man, but it was so sincere and organic. And so salute.
Yes, indeed.
Salute and knowledge. Does that cover it?
That's it. You covered it.
Yo,
I just throw it to Jamal real
man.
quick. So Jamal, you was harassing somebody on the train, and because you harassed somebody on the train, you got to bootleg a concert for free.
Yeah,
that's what happened. That's how it goes.
That's what happened. I was coming from a shoot. I was shooting this this yacht party. And then my girlfriend and I were headed back home, and
a yacht party in New York.
Yeah, right. But it was a yacht party.
Write that down. New York. Shout out to New York for having yacht parties in the middle of the afternoon. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nah, it was cool too.
True Nick fan fashion. All right.
Yeah, but I saw John on the train, and he seemed cool. And I'm just the type of dude that just like messing with people around me, just to like, I don't know. It's just. Some people see that barrier between people, like I'm gonna leave them alone, but I don't know. I like to just talk to random people out there and get a feel for who they are, because you never know who you're gonna meet. You know what I mean? So I saw him, and I like just to mess with him. I was like, "Yo, I was just about to lay my head on your shoulder and like fall asleep, but I decided not to," you know. And then he was just like, "Hey man, go ahead." And I was just surprised because like, you know, I'm from California, and like coming to New York. You talk to New Yorkers, sometimes they're like, you know, about what they're doing, and they want to get to what they're doing, or about, you know, whatever they're going on.
Exactly.
And like, I respect
unless you
that.
Need directions. Let me tell you something.
Unless you need directions,
will give you the greatest directions in the universe. Okay, they put everybody else to shame because nobody else know where they live at, or where they going, or where they coming from. You be like,
train system.
Yo, I live by the old washing machine station from over there. You like what? Oh, I live on Central Avenue. Central Avenue and what? I don't know. Down there by the Wawa. You understand? I'm like, what are you talking about, fam? But New York, they're like, nah. You got the street and the cross street, and they know 7 ways to get there. How long you got to get there? You got to get there in 15 minutes or an hour. You know what I'm saying? You get directions from a New Yorker. You know exactly where you want. All right? So my bad, Jamal. Cutting you. Go ahead.
No, you good. But yeah, but he just responded to it so like positively, you know. And then we just got to talking about you know, what we do and where he was going. He invited me to the concert, and I was like, yeah, sure. My girl was kind of tired, but she was like down to do it anyway, because she knows like I just been trying to do more random stuff lately and put myself out there as a creative. So, you know, we went, I took some pictures, and the pictures turned out nice. So it was a cool night. And my camera died because I had been using it all day, but what I got in the moment was dope. So I'm glad I got to be there. I'm glad I got to meet John and connect like that.
That's dope, man.
Yo, them pictures is epic. He said they came out nice. That's what he said because he's a professional. You understand what I'm saying? Like it ain't what we do with our phones, right? So I get my nose and half of my chin in the picture. Like, yeah, so I took the picture. Yo, all right, I'm good. Nah, those stills look like movies. You understand what I'm saying?
All time.
Look like movies. So
Reborn.
Yeah.
I heard that you had took a dragon and chained it up and flew from Wakanda because you heard Priest was coming in town, and you bogarted your way to the stage, smacked somebody, took the microphone, killed it, brought it back to life, threw it in the crowd, caught it, and then handed it back to him like, yeah, here you go. Here you go, Sun Seas. Okay, you understand? The real man face up in here. Here you go, Sun Seas. You understand what I'm saying? So what was your recollection of the event, man? You know what I'm saying? Tell us your story, man.
Yeah, I saw the event that was happening about like a few days ago prior to the actual event. And I was like, oh wow, Preach gonna be in Brooklyn. So I made it my way, you know what I mean, to show up, drove like a 2-hour drive from Connecticut all the way down to Brooklyn and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Pay my fee to go up in there, you know what I mean? Brought some CDs with me as well. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, I'm just sitting in the front, you know, watching was it the Wu family do their thing, you know what I mean? Then when I saw Priest walked in, I went up to him, I said, yo, Priest, what's good? He looked at me, he's like, Reborn. I was like, yo. We gave each other a hug and a pound and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. So then he had introduced me finally, you know what I'm saying, to Aurora Borealis. We finally met in the flesh, you know what I mean, which was a blessing and all that, you know what I mean? That's dope. So shout out to Aurora Borealis.
Yeah,
you know
shout out to Aurora, definitely.
You know what I mean? So it was a blessing, man, you know, just building with them, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I always say, you know, when I look at these brothers, man, I look at them as family, not being like me being like a groupie or fan, but like these are my brothers right here. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's how I see all of them. You know what I mean? So we building this stuff. We took pictures, you know what I'm saying? Saw brother Sunday Seeds from Onyx for the first time. I said, yo, brother, you and your whole crew, y'all practically raised me when I was growing up back in the early 90s and all that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. Love you, my brother. You know what I mean? And then, you know, Priest, when he went up there to do his thing, he had invited me, introduced me to everybody. You know what I mean? And he was like, yo, I support this brother. You know what I'm saying? Because this brother, he come with that rawness. He come with that word. You know what I mean? He stands on his business and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So that was a blessing right there, you know, meeting and fellowshipping with cats, networking and things of that nature. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I have blessed Priest, Aurora Borealis, and also Sunday Seeds with a physical copy of the CD of the album. You know what I mean?
So you didn't know you was going to perform that night?
Actually, nah, I didn't. I wasn't even expecting that.
I'm going to warn y'all in real life.
Man.
I'm going to warn y'all in real life. If y'all ever go anywhere with Killah Priest, he's going to pull you on the stage. Okay? If he see you, it's over. I'm just telling you. Okay? Like I went from the hype man to the road manager to the photographer to the security to the bouncer, all in one night. I'm telling you, like all in one night, And I got a chance to introduce him on the stage. And me tell you, one of my hip hop dreams had always been that to introduce him on the stage. You know what I'm saying? So we was out in Texas. And shout out to DJ Newsom. Like he tried his best. I'm like, nah, son, give me that mic. That's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Heavy Mental had turned 25. I'm like, nah, man, we got to do a little better than that. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold that mic. Let me hold it. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. And Newsom's like, what is he doing? I don't know what he's doing, but I guess he's about to introduce him. So yeah, you know, I introduced him on the stage, and you know, I did Ghost Verse from Fourth Chamber on the stage. I'm like, oh, that's why I don't rap. I was like, that's why I don't rap. Like, this is why. I stick to being the introducing dude, the hype man. You understand? I was like, let me get off the stage and get back in the crowd. And one of these dudes was like, yo, that's Knowledge Form from the Podcraft. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? That was wild. So I'm telling you, like, just being, you know, in the vicinity, being in different places and all that. Everybody here was in the right time, and I'm gonna end it up with KJ, aka King J. You understand what I'm saying? To share his story as well. but just being in the right place at the right time. That's literally how all these people that you see on this camera come together. Like literally being right place, right time, and it just happens. See what I'm saying? So, Dave, I'm gonna come back to you, Dave, because I want to know about the San Ann concert because I know you was there in the building, knocking people on the ground and mosh pitting and slam dancing out there. You know what I'm saying? So, let me give King J an opportunity to introduce himself. Introduce yourself, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And how you fit into the equation.
So, my name is King Jehoshaphat. Actually, I go King J for short. Rap King J on Instagram, for the sake of people being able to find me better. The name comes from King Jehoshaphat in the Bible, who had Jehazel the prophet, who told him, "Listen, praise and worship before the enemy, and God gonna give the victory." And so that's what the music represents. It came together like that for me when I do the music. The victory is gonna come. God is gonna inhabit the presence of the people, and we're gonna, get reign over the enemy and take up the spoils. I like to shout you out, Knowledge Born, for the platform, all the brothers that's on the platform. Much love to my brother Reborn. You spoke to his character as a person and as a brother, and that's why one of the reasons why I'm locked in with him. We created a group called Sons of Thunder. It was a third brother that was involved that's not here now. I seen the value in Reborn as I met him as a brother, the hosting events called Holy Smoke, and I had a different type of artists come, and he was one of the brothers that I seen his passion, I seen his integrity, and I seen his ability to be a real brother. You know what I'm saying? At any given time, like I'd call Reborn 3 o'clock in the morning, he gonna pick up this phone like, "Yo, what's up, son? Yo, you know what I'm saying?" And so, He's a solid brother. He's a solid brother, even though he slid to Brooklyn and then hit me up. I probably have been busy, but you know what I'm saying. But more than likely, if I was available, I probably would have slid with him. But he's that type of guy. When it's time to move, he just get on it. If I need him in my personal life to pull up for anything, he pulls up, and I'm glad I met him as a brother. And we do have a group called Sons of Thunder, where me and him is gonna be getting busy more often. Like I said, we had a third brother. He's not here any longer. You gotta rock with who you rock with and just keep on rocking. So shout out to all y'all on the panel, much love. And I'm just here to lift up the Most High, maybe cling some swords, you know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron, you know what I'm saying? Like one brother sharpens another, and just enjoy y'all company. That's what I'm here for. Peace.
Dave Flores, man. Before we get into the Santa Ana concert, what's it like for the people who don't know? You working as the animator, okay? The animator projects with Killah Priest. You know what I'm saying? Take us back to the beginning. Take us back to, how long y'all been in concert. What's some of the things that you worked on that folks may not know that you did, but you did that. You understand what I'm saying? So give us a little background.
Well, at this point, I would say it's been about 4 years. I think me and Priest, we've been working on animation videos. I think we have about 15 at this point, knowledge. So we got a bunch of animation videos at this point. We're starting to do like a series, like a short film series. So we're working our way up, and we're working on like new stuff now. So an animation series, a short film animation series is what we're working on now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So we just want to keep building on it, make it bigger and better each time, And it's been
your work speaks for itself, man. Yeah, your work speaks for itself, my brother.
Thank you, man. It's been awesome. Like Priest gives me like artistic freedom to do what I want, but a lot of times I'll call Priest up, text Priest like, "What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" So for me, it's the best job I can ever dream of, so it's awesome for me. I love it. I love every video we've made. It's been amazing, an amazing adventure. I've learned and gotten better every time I've done a different project with Priest. And I just look forward to the future. Like I'm seeing us doing like, big budget movie kind of animation stuff, Because Priest's lyrics and his words and the way he story tells and narrates, that's big budget. That's big budget stuff. You know, this got to be on the big screen. If you ask me,
it's vivid. It's vivid.
Definitely super vivid. Right?
I remember on that Black August, I'm saying when Priest was rhyming, you know what I'm saying, like a third person, he was like, yo, your priests are vivid. They're more like pictures. They flow like liquid. I said,
yes.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like you could picture, you know what I'm saying, what he's saying and stuff like that. Because it's not just no regular rhyming, you know what I'm saying? But it's like telling stories, painting pictures and things of that nature. So that's where I stem from as well. Because I was like, you know, as a gospel MC that spit the word, you know what I'm saying? I wanted my lyrics to be vivid like that, you know what I mean? Telling stories and things of that nature. So that's why I told Priest that he inspires my writings and my flows and stuff like that.
That's dope, man. That's dope, Reborn.
My poems are deep. From ancient thrones I speak.
I'm overwhelmed. That's my
So you said 15 joints.
Roams around.
Look, there you go. Look, you understand? You said you got 15 videos that you made, that you animated. You understand what I'm saying? That you animated out here.
That's right.
15 joints. 15. Like, how many people can say, "Hey, yo, I worked with a legendary artist, and you know, I did 15 of those joints y'all be looking at."
Right.
I did 15 of them.
Yeah, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. I'm blessed and thankful to be Priest's animator, man. You know.
Yeah. That's ill.
I'm thankful, man. Definitely. It's been a pleasure and an honor to work with Priest, man. Like I couldn't ask for a better thing to do, you know. Awesome.
Let me flip it over to Jamar real quick. Jamar, tell us about what you do and what got you into this, you know, particular line of work for all this greatness that you're producing. You see, you get to hijack another, you know, cipher over here. You get to hijack another one. See what I'm saying? You can put your head over here and get busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I was just going to fall asleep right here. You know what I'm saying? Bah! Okay, let's go.
Yeah, well, I'm Jamar the Creative. That's my Instagram handle too. You can see my website on my Instagram. But I started this journey. So it started at Howard University, really. I went there as a finance major, and then funny enough, I met this dude. His name was Moses, and he was working on a film, and he asked me if I wanted to help on the film. Super funny enough, I was going to my Uncle John's house, and he was like housing Moses. So Moses put me onto the film, and I just fell in love with that whole process. Like I did not know that people went to school for that. It's funny to say, but like growing up, like I was taught to like get into something that like made you money, you know, like business, finance, or like, you know, something along those lines. But then like I saw Moses just doing his thing, and that was his dream, to just make movies. And I was like, that's beautiful. So he was a senior, I was a freshman. All the other seniors who were working on that project needed help on their senior thesis projects too. So I just started doing like BTS photography, or BTS photography, videography. Like people needed like little commercials and stuff around campus, so I started doing that. And then like I ended up working on this film because I went to the basketball court, same kind of way I met John. I went to a basketball court. This dude was just there. I started talking to him. He told me he was working on this film, and so I asked him if I could help, so I did. And then from there, I changed my major and I started getting into that. I started working in the industry as like a PA, and then like I would just talk to people who worked in the camera department because that's what I was interested in. And then they would put me on gigs as an AC, and then like I would just meet people who needed like music videos because my homie was making music, and I just started getting more into it, started buying my own gear, and then like that's really how it happened.
John, is this the camera, that big camera? That's what he had in his pocket? He pulled it out of his pocket?
No.
He pulled that big ass camera out of his pocket and was like, yeah, let's go.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Not that one.
Priest lit up, you know, he knew what was going on. I mean, you know, through Priest's history and everything, he's seen some cameras, and he saw Jamar's camera, and he knew. He's like, all right, let's go. And boom, there he is.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And Jamar, you just know, you know, it's like instinctual. And there's a creativity that's right there. It was like beyond language, like spoken word. It was just what it was, you know, and the vibe is there. And now, like, who knows? This is amazing. Knowledge may, you know, I'm sure Jamar, there's a place in the Killimentary for him to contribute.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
And then we'll send the Google, Jamar, you'll send a Google Drive to AD, and maybe on the Podcraft, he can show the audience some of the images, just because it's strong. It's very strong.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's them. I want to see those, man. I'm sure they look good, man. The images.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'll send y'all the link.
Y'all spoke him up, right? Y'all spoke him up. So he's here in the building right now. You understand what I'm saying? He's here in the building
Killah Priest
right now. You understand?
Yo.
Killah Priest.
Why we all here?
Killah
The Iron
Priest.
Soft is in the building.
Salute.
Hey, Soft. Yo, what up?
Salute.
Yo, what's good, brothers? Salute.
All right.
I'm riding up with the rocket ship real quick. Just moving through. Looking at the real rocket ship. Just do it up. Gonna wind down. What's good?
We on the Rocket the Nebula right now.
We
on the Rocket the Nebula right now.
The Rocket the Nebula.
Yeah, I'm driving right now, so yeah.
Okay.
I'm driving. I'm gonna be at the spot. Like in maybe like 10 minutes. We're gonna be eating. Hey, I see it. Damn, the cop right there.
No, I think that's somebody who bought a cop car.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, hell yeah. That looked weird, right? All right, yeah, but peace to everybody on the panel. Yo, I'm checking it out. It sounded great. All right. Yeah, man. I heard you, John Newsom, in the Dave Flores. I'll be back.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
All right, I missed it.